We're back. So, just to kind of give you a reference on why I'm doing each lesson right now, my plan was to do it once a week, and then life happened. So, we're just going to continue on, and the fact of the matter is, oh well, right? Life happens. So, we're going to go with lesson 4, and this is doing measure 13, 14, 15, and 16 of the EDBDA 7th grade Etude music for district tryouts. So, excuse me. Let's double check our score and make sure all the wind players have the same rhythm. I'm pretty sure this is where it starts to divide. Okay. Yes. So, we're going to have different notes here for the low brass section. So, trombones, euphoniums, tuba, you guys are going to have a different sound in your 8th notes. And I will play that for you so you can get that in your head. And specifically in measure 13. Excuse me. Oh, iPhones don't have it where you can just pause your videos. That's something I liked about Androids. You can just hit pause, yawn, sneeze, whatever, and hit resume. Okay, so what we have to kind of give you a visual, if you can see it. So I'm going to use the flute and then the trombone for example. So what we have in measure 13 is most of the high winds. Sorry, I got an email. All of these people will play the exact same thing. Once we get down to the trombones, the baritones, and the tubas, you guys are going to play something that sounds a little bit different. Okay? Everyone else in the wind parts will play ascending up the scale. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up, step by step. Once you get down here, you're not going to keep going up. So you're going to go up, 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 down. Be-da-dee-da-dee-dum, dee-dum, high, low. This one goes be-da-dee-da-dee-da, low, high. Right? So that's the only difference between these parts. So, but rhythmically, we're all playing the same thing. So let's clap and count. We're going to do 2 measures. No, we're going to do 1 measure. So start at measure 13, clap and count. All of it is slurred, so you tongue the first note. You tongue the first note and slur all the way up for the rest of it. Oh, excuse me. Okay, let's count and clap. This is what it sounds like. 1 and 2 and 3, and same rhythm as before. Let's count and clap. Ready and count. And 1 and 2 and 3, and that is measure 13. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the high brass and the woodwinds and on what notes you guys play. So this will be flute, clarinet, bass clarinet, alto saxophone. We normally don't have any tenor saxophones to try out in the 7th grade, but if you do, it's tenor saxophones, trumpets, and French horns. You guys all go up the scale. Okay, if I quit yawning, excuse me. This is what your parts sound like. Play it again. Now play it with me. Ready and play. 2 more times. Ready and play. And again and play. Good. Now for the trombones, euphoniums, and tuba, you guys will sound different. Your part will sound like play with me. Ready and play. So everything is going up except that last note, right? So let's play it one more time. Ready and breathe. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, next measure, measure 14. You have a dotted quarter note, an eighth note, and a quarter note. Still got that legato symbol, so you're going to see that rhythm throughout this entire top half. However, it's just got different notes. So it's the same rhythm. No need to get worried and freaked out over dotted notes. Easy peasy, right? Okay, so we're going to count and clap, measure 14. This is what it sounds like. 1 and 3. Your turn. Ready and count. 1 and 3. Make sure that you're leaning into that. Use that legato marking. Hope you guys are having a good summer. I'm getting a little bored doing the same thing. You know, it was life, but it was still boring. Okay, on to measure 14. Let's play it. Everyone has not everyone has. Okay, so I'm going to call them our part ones, which is our woodwinds and high brass, so the flutes, clarinets, all that good junk. And then my part twos are going to be my trombone, euphoniums, and tubas for this particular lesson. So my part ones, you guys in measure 14 will have bum, 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 all the way down, all the way down. Keep coming down. That's what it sounds like. Try it with me. Go. 2 more times and go. 1 more time and go. Now, my part 2 people, trombone, euphonium, tuba, you guys actually go up, right? So you go boom, boom, boom. Instead of bing, bong, bong, they're going to go middle, high, middle. Okay, so your part sounds like bum, bum, bum. Right? Let's play it. Let's play measure 13 and 14 as our part ones. Right? Part ones. Let's play measure 13 and 14 together. Ready and play. Notice there's a crescendo in your music. Play it one more time. Part ones. Ready and play. Part twos. Let's play your stuff. 1 and ready and play. 2 more times. Ready and play. Last time and play. Now, this is where if you have friends or siblings over and they have part 2 and you have part 1 or vice versa, this is where you really get to challenge your musicality, right? You can put on a little concert, do that extra step. Try not to get confused with the other parts. So now we got 2 more measures in this lesson, lesson 4. And let's see if everyone is the same at measure 15. Yeah, buddy. All of you the same rhythm. The only difference is, make sure of this before I say it. Nope. Everyone's the same. Great. Okay, so we're going to do 2 measures since the measure 16 is just a half note and a quarter rest. So the way that you would count and clap measure 15 and 16 is like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Yes, stop. Try with me. Ready and go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Yes, stop. One more time. Ready and go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Yes, stop. This is where I would practice putting the breath mark after the quarter note in measure 15. This is just my opinion. I think it sounds pretty. So do with it what you want. However, 15, I would put a breath after beat 1. Okay? So also, let's look at your articulation. You've got tongue, tongue, slur, 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 tongue. And then also we have a crescendo going up. And this is the, well, it's not the first time, it's the second time we are seeing an accidental. The first one we saw was in measure 7. So we are looking at an accidental on the end of beat 2 in measure 15. So make sure you go back to my lesson 1, and if you miss an accidental, mark it. No one sees you or your music, so you might as well mark it so you get it 100% of the time instead of just hoping that you do just because you don't want to clutter up your music. Okay? So clutter away. Measure 15 and 16, we have counted and clapped it twice. Now let's listen and let's play it twice. This is what it sounds like. Yes, stop. Notice I'm taking a breath after that. Well, it's a C for me, but notice I'm taking a breath after that quarter note in measure 15. Okay, that's why I want to get used to taking that breath, so I'm going to practice like I want to perform it. Let's play it twice. I'm going to take the breath with it each time. Ready and play. Yes, stop. Your turn. Ready and go. Yes, stop. Now, whenever you actually get into it, make sure not to move your horn. I hear it. I don't really see it because I can't see who's playing, but I hear people moving their horn on that quarter rest like they're used to going. Well, not that part. Or moving the horn to take a breath or something. Practice, especially like with the brass instruments, whenever you have a mouthpiece that's enclosed, practice breathing without moving your horn away from your mouth. That'll make it more cohesive. And look up the word cohesive. That's the word of the day. Cohesive. And also, it will make it where you're maturing in your musicianship. Musician life. Okay, let's get through this lesson. So we've played measure 15 and 16. We've played 13 and 14. Let's put all 4 measures together. All 4 measures together. I'm going to take a breath after the quarter note, measure 15. Okay, I'll play it once so you can hear it. Notice, I'm going to be playing part 1 for this particular part. After this, I'll play part 2 so that you can hear your part 2. Yes, stop. And I'm going to play part 1 again. Ready? You play it with me. 1 and ready and breathe. Rest and stop. Okay, now part 1. Go ahead and keep playing, but I'm going to sound differently. I'm going to harmonize with you on a little bit of this. I'm going to now play part 2. Part 2. Alrighty? This is what it sounds like, part 2, people. Rest and stop. Now I was playing that by trying to remember. Let me make sure. Yeah, buddy, I did it right. Play it again. Part 2, people. Ready and play. Okay, now pick your part. Part 1, part 2. Let's play it one last time. I'm going to play part 1. 1 and ready and breathe. Rest and stop. Now before I end this part 4 lesson video, we're going to play part 1 all the way through part 4 in our videos. There are lessons. We're going to play where we started in lesson 1 and then play all the way through measure 16. Measure 1 through measure 16. I'll play it so you can hear it and then you join me. We'll play it. I'll play it a total of twice. So you can listen once and play, or you can play both times. 1 and ready and play. Great, yes. Notice I didn't have my B flat key on, so I missed a note. However, I kept going, right? That's what we want to do in the tryouts. You want to keep going if you mess up. Don't stop and be like, up, or can I restart? Only restart if you have to, but don't be scared. If you need to restart, just ask, can I restart? However, we're going to have this music down so good that you won't need to restart. Okay, so let's play it again. Last time. Ready? 1 and measure 1. Okay, so lesson 5 and 6 will commence next. Adios.